Okay, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm actually out sighting in my Fast Eddie, spot Hogg Fast Eddie that is, and I just want to give you a couple pointers on an easier way to do it. So if you read the directions from Spot Hogg, they give you a calibration sheet, okay, and what they're going to tell you to do is sight in the sight at 20 yards. Now when you do that, first off, you can see these two prongs here. This whole sight picks up and moves left and right for the windage. Once you have it close, you use this little button here for your fine-tune adjustments, left or right for your windage. Now after that, you got to start with your vertical, which is going to be your dial itself. So I got it to 20 yards, shooting bullet holes, beautiful. Now I have to go try to work to get my sight tape. So the way you do it is they give you this little calibration tape here, okay? Now on that calibration tape, it has a 20-yard mark, and then it's going to have a whole bunch of numbers on it. So I don't know how well you can see that, but each one of those red lines is a number, and each one of the black lines is a number. What that corresponds with is your sight tape chart. So let's say if it said number 1, which is the slowest speed, it'd be this one right here. And then I would correspond that with this sight tape, which that goes for the bow. Now, each one of the ticks on the chart on your bow here goes in groups of 2. So it'll go from 28 to 30. So if you have one, let's say 29, you're somewhere in between. So when Spot Hogg gives this to you, they tell you just to do 20 yards. And then after you do 20 yards, go ahead and do 60. And the number you need to land on for 60 is the one you need to do. Now, I would strongly suggest taking a dry erase marker like I took with me today and making a little pinpoint at a third point. So for myself, I did 20, 40, made the pinpoint, and now I went down to 60 and I'm making another point. The reason I did that was at 40 yards is, one, when you're shooting, you don't go straight from 20 to 60 and possibly losing a couple arrows. And two, that way if you are between those two, let's say you got 29 and, well, correction, 28, and you're looking at that thing and you have 28, 29, you're like right on that cusp, you don't know which one it is. Now you have that third focal point where you can look at all three of them and you're like, okay, cool, I'm closer to 28, for example. That way it just helps you out so you get the exact right sight tape that you need to be the most accurate individual. So they go all the way up to 40 being the fastest, and then 1 being the slowest. I have not put a sight tape on because my other recommendation is, so now I have 20 and 40 set, went to 60, shot at a bullseye target, like a typical target, and now I am walking through the 3D range out here in Colorado Springs at the archery range, and I'm shooting multiple different targets at 60 yards. Reason being is I'm going to see, one, if they're at an angle and I'm shooting 60 yards, and that's what my rangefinder is doing, I'm testing my second and third axis on the sight right away. And two, I'm showing that consistency. I can continuously hit 60 on any animal exactly where I'm aiming, and I know that the sight tape that I'm going to put on, that is 100% 60. So I can mark that before I threw the sight tape on, possibly use the wrong one and ruin a sight tape that I don't need to. So use the calibration tool, shoot multiple times, shoot different spots. It's going to help you out. It's very easy to tune. Just take your time, shoot multiple targets, and it's really going to help you out. So get out there, shoot it.